Hey everyone, welcome to TD Aquatic on another episode. Today we look at maintaining a 5-foot tank, the one that we brought to the expo, and now we bring it back home. So we'll give it a good rundown and a good clean and bring it back to its normal glory. So what we have today is the top up sand, different size net, different size brush, some tweezers of different sizes, bucket, and of course different sizes hose. Let's go. So here she is, right at home. Bit of a mess at the moment because of the move. All the substrate falling forward and build up at the front. We can't see the path anymore, but that's fine, we'll clean that up. Tree need a good trim and rearrangement of the plants. Mosses looks fine. I'm just analysing the damage at the moment and just work out what we need to do. So we're going to fill the water up halfway. That make it a lot easier to remove the substrate, and I'll probably replant most of the foreground plants as well. But everything is still intact, nothing moved, so that's good. The hardscape is still there, so that's good news. So what we'll be doing now is run through the larger size hose, siphon out all of that you can. Now the annoying thing is that it will stuck within the hose, so sometimes you have to clear it, but keep doing this until you remove all the substrate at the front, and then we can rearrange it a little bit more. But so far you can see that I have sort of removing most of the substrate already. Still a lot to go. The back looks fine, water's still filling up, and we will top up everything later. So now that I have gone through and siphoned out all the substrate forward, there's still a lot of work to be done here, especially the sand path. I'm going to fill up the rocks. Here it is, got them in hand. I'm just going to go through and try to fill it back up, give it a good clean and level it out. Probably most likely top it up with new layer of sand just to bring it back, and then we'll give it another clean. So this bit here is all sunken down, so I'll fix that. But so far it's a big mess, but everything is going well. Okay, so it's now time to fill up the sand. I've got a bag of replacement sand here. I'm just going to grab a handful, maybe around that much, and then I'm going to directly put it in the tank. So see how I go. So just a handful of sand. Remember, just to start from the front, go down as low as you can, and then just slowly letting it go. Now you remember, just fill it up from the front so that we can slightly move it backward as we go. So there we are. I think that's enough for now. Let's have a look. Maybe a little bit more, just in that gap there, and then we can balance it out. But so far all the substrate had been removed, and now that you can see the sand path again, looking great. So now that the sand is in and all level, I think it's time to work on the foreground. I'm going to replant most of the plants and add in a few more in the mix, but so far everything's looking good. A bit dry at the front, but we work it out, and then we continue to clean the whole tank, and hopefully everything will be back to normal. So I've got some chainsaw here. I'm just going to get a tweezer, hold it by roots, and then I'm going to push it down until it rests, just like so. Now it's not going to flow, it will stay and eventually take roots. But I'm gonna go along and do the same thing for all of the other plants, and then continue to add in more plants just to fill up the front to make it look even better. I have now replanted some of the foreground plants. After fill up the water, I will run through with a brush and I'll clean up all the edges and all the detail like so to give it a good clean, and then replant. Some of the plants are falling off. I also have some new plants here that I'll probably add to the mix and see what it looks like. So now that the water has filled, I've added in some more plants, just temporary for now. We'll see in the next few days, we might remove and add some more. I now will fix up the top here. As you can see, because of the move, a lot of plants had dried out. I also clean up all this mess, but so far the arrangement is quite successful. The sand pass is now back in. Look like there's still work to be done with planting, and maybe I'm scrubbing the glass as well. So let's see how that goes, and then I'll add and fix up the plants on the top. So the next step was to rearrange the back stem plants. Just bring a bit of a red to the background so that the viewpoint will be more emphasized, as you can see here. So far what we have done is we remove the substrate, replant some of the foreground plants, add in some plants where I think is missing, and then now is in the process of rearranging the stem plants. So ideally I want it to go this way, and the other one is very similar fashion going this way, so that you can see the viewpoint a lot better there. And here she is, all done. Sorry for not showing you the cleaning part of the glass. Basically it's just a tedious part of going around the tank with the brush, cleaning all around. We know what that's like, but for now what we achieved today is that during the move, the substrate falling forward, we have vacuumed and siphoned that out, replanted the foreground plant. Give it some time, it will grow, and then trim some of the moss. But what new is that I added some of the ferns on the top here, as you can see. So what that does is bring out a very forest look, and the tree is now look more like a tree. So as you can see, the bulbidus is still underneath. The reason why I chose this fern is that it looks exactly like the bulbidus underneath. So when this bulbidus come back, sorry for being very dry because it's been out of water for quite some time, but when it come back lush, these two will look similar to each other, so it look like a single unit, a single tree. So that will be fit in quite nicely, but for now let's hope that the emerged plants will stay lush. I don't have much experience with the emerged plants, but I think it will do fine. There's a lot of hole in there that will keep some dirt on top of that tree to keep these plants going well. As you can see there, the stem plant is now rearranged. It will grow quite red with some nice light and CO2. Other than that, I think that's a wrap. So thank you for joining me in this episode. It's a quick maintenance just to bring back this 5-foot tank. Sorry for skipping most of the maintenance work because it's quite tedious, but the idea is that I just top up the sand, suck out the substrate, clean all the glasses, reinstall the equipment, and then get the filter running. So hopefully this will clear it up, and we will continue to update you with this tank. But for now, thank you for joining me in this episode. Hope you enjoy the outcome, and hopefully you can see something that you like. Feel free to ask questions, and see you next time on the next episode. Bye.